Hey everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. This one is Wilt Chamberlain versus Muhammad Ali. I have no idea as to the context of that, but this was recommended by a viewer like you, and if you have a recommendation, go ahead and leave it below in the comments and I will react to it. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel please, and the link to the original video would be down in the description. All credit to those that have edited this clip. I have no idea what I'm about to watch, but let's see it.
He challenged me about a few years ago before they took my title back in '67. The old Howard Cosell show.
6'3½", Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world, at 7 feet 1 inch. Wilt, the still Chamberlain, and what you have just seen was the decisive edge and reach that Wilt would have if these two men do in reality fight.
I thought he was joking, but I found out from other black basketball players that he's a good fighter. He's beat a few of them on the court. He's much bigger than me. He challenged me about a few years ago before they took my title back in '67. The old Howard Cosell show.
6'3½".
My God, look at the size difference there.
Of the world at 7 feet 1 inch. Wilt, the still Chamberlain, and what you have just seen was the decisive edge and reach.
It's amazing what a 7'1" basketball player can make a 6'3" Muhammad Ali look just minuscule.
Wilt would have if these two men do in reality fight.
I thought he was joking, but I found out from other black basketball players that he's a good fighter. He's beat a few of them on the court. He's much bigger than me.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why they don't have heavyweights fighting middleweights, you know. Wilt would be a super heavyweight, and Muhammad Ali would just be a heavyweight. So it would make sense that they probably wouldn't fight. Maybe weight-wise they were a lot closer. I'm not exactly sure. But, yeah, the reach advantage would be just unbelievable. But obviously Muhammad Ali is a professional boxer, so it's a little different. Even the Jake Paul and Logan Paul have showed people that, you know, just because you're a basketball player or, you know, you're a really good wrestler in the case of Ben Askren does not mean you're all that great at throwing punches or taking punches.
Adam, there was a proposed match. We were like that close, I mean, within seconds of signing at the Houston Astrodome back in 1969.
Angelo Dundee said to Muhammad, "You can't do this." And Muhammad says, "Why not? He can't fight." And Angelo stood up on a chair. Little guy had made himself 7'1" and 1/16 of an inch and said, "Try to hit me."
He's strong. Milton Gross was telling me a story about where he held up the back of his big car while somebody changed the tires. He's got a strong leg, strong midsection. I see him running up and down basketball courts all night, which is a hard job. I tried it a couple of times, and it's rough basketball. One fellow said, "Why are you picking on a basketball player? He can't fight." And my question was, have you ever saw any black man on the street that couldn't fight?
Bob Burnham and myself, we came with the concept of Wilt Chamberlain fighting Muhammad Ali. You know what happened though?
No.
Herbert saw Wilt and got afraid and thought it might be an upset because Wilt was so big, he didn't think Ali could ever reach his chin, you know, so it was just like a freak thing because, you know, Ali was 6'2" and Wilt was about 7'2", and so Herbert backed out.
That's Sammy Davis Jr. in there. He looked
was my trainer and manager. He felt as if, you know, that I had the properties to do well in the boxing game. He said to me, "Wilt, I can teach you how to beat one person. I can teach you to beat Muhammad Ali. And he will not know anything about what you can do, but you'll know everything about what he can do."
He's strong, he's heavy, he's got the reach, and
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, the amount of years of practice Muhammad Ali had is just, you can't do that in 6 months or a year. So I would, man, sheer power and length of reach would certainly help Wilt, but yeah, I don't know how long Muhammad Ali could do the rope-a-dope, though. I mean, he would just be punching him at such a ridiculous length that, and with such force. I mean, the guy was clearly strong, very strong. But would he punch himself out immediately? That's the question.
Say he's more skillful in boxing than Joe Frazier is.
I mean, I respect Muhammad Ali, and you know, I know he's a great boxer, you know. And I remember telling my father that I was maybe going to fight Muhammad Ali. My father looked at me; he was the biggest boxing fan in the world. He says, "My advice is go work on your foul shooting." And I said, you know, and I said, "Okay, Dad." But I started believing what Cuss was saying, and we came very, very close to doing so.
Any predictions?
One prediction. Timber!
Wilt Chamberlain agreed to fight Muhammad Ali for a figure of $500,000 after taxes. However, when the time came to sign the contract, it stated that he was to receive $500,000 before taxes. When Muhammad learned of this, he told Wilt he would split $1.5 million between them, despite Ali's team insistence against this. Wilt and his team refused to fight on principle, but also fearing that... Let me get rid of myself here. Also fearing that there could be further unexpected problems leading up to the fight. Wilt's my friend, Ali said. If he doesn't want to fight, I don't want to fight. Well, I mean, okay, so it sounds like a very minuscule money issue on this. But, yeah, it seems like it was more on Wilt's side. I think Muhammad Ali would have been down to scrap with anybody. But, yeah, that's just... I don't think it was Muhammad Ali backing out of this. I think it was Wilt. That would have been crazy footage to watch, though. That would have been insane. Interesting to think about. Surprised that that was even considered, honestly. But, weird. It's kind of one of those things with, you know, like Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. It was just one of those weird dream fights that actually did happen because a lot of people wanted it to happen. So it makes me wonder if social media and stuff was around back then, would that have pushed that to happen, you know? But it was interesting. Thanks for the recommendation on that. If you have a recommendation, leave it below in the comments, and I will react to it. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel, please, and I will see you on the next one.